easily transpose those wings onto your LiftX. We also have the motor low propulsion, and we have a motor up high propulsion. Very different worlds, very different use case for that product. I mean, it just, the coolest thing about the LiftX is that it is so versatile. It is like a Swiss Army knife, one of the big thick Swiss Army knives. Yeah. You know, like you change out the wings and you change out the propulsion. You can do so many different types of conditions, from just glassy, flat water on a lake to raging open ocean swells downwinding on a high aspect wing. My buddy caught a 30-footer the other day surfing on it in Hawaii.
Crazy.
So it's a very powerful craft. It's very capable. Initial configuration is a package, but also accessories right along the side, including stuff that lift owners already own.
And what about, like, what is the main difference between the one that has the high propeller versus the low propeller?
They both have pros and cons. One is the motor is absolutely the same, and its mechanical design into the mast is exactly the same. And we really optimized the motor and the integration into the mast. We optimize it for drag reduction, as well as the propellers and the folding blades. So our motors, these motors are new to everybody, and they are surprisingly smooth through the water when off power. So the motor low is a fantastic surfing tool because you're still going really fast, right? The motor high optimizes that even further by just removing the motor from underwater. So when that motor is out of the water, you absolutely carry less drag, and it's a different surfing feel to it. But the motor high also has a disadvantage of not being such a great e-foil, because the board has to maintain like skimming on the surface of the water.
Right.
So I would almost prefer that in like smaller, glacier surf. Super fun, right? Okay. Just me personally. Anything that's kind of bigger, choppier, where I want to be ripping, going like fast speeds, I use that motor low. And it also allows me to use smaller surfing wings, right? And that also reduces drag. So you can compensate what you gained in the motor. You can also retract from the wing size, because the LiftX has a ton of power.
Yep.
And so you're not limited by what wing you can use, right? It's more technique, and it's got crazy speed. So like if you want to catch that wave from really far out and as a swell, I mean, you can come in almost, well over 20 miles an hour, wow. Even 25, wow. And then throttle off, and now you're already like max speed at the crest of a swell on a smaller wing. That's what's really cool about the motor low, because and the motor high it's like a different type of surfing. Just reduction in drag is always a really good feeling.
Right.
So, but with the LCS system, the quick connect, you can pop those masts off in and out really easy. Even if you go out half a battery on the motor low, you'll come back in and be like, now I'm going to try it motor high, and I'll swap it out and like in seconds and go right back on the water. So there's a lot of times where I'm like, I want to ride them both because they both have benefits.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Cool. Let me